Hello, my butterfly beauties, and welcome if you are new. My name is Charlene, and on this channel, we discuss everything beauty, fragrance, and lifestyle. So if you like my style, why don't you subscribe to that right there and stay a while. In today's video, I am going through and organizing everything, you guys. You notice my background has changed. And we've been going through all my fragrances, body mist, body care. So I've been popping up different videos like I did my body care collection. I may go back and go through and do my fragrance collection, but this is the beauty side of things. So today's video, I am going over all of my eyeshadow palettes. Like I'm going to go through and we're going to do a collection and declutter. Yes, I am going to go through and see what things I am keeping and which things are going. Some of these I've held on for quite some time. Some of these have already made it to declutters before I even started my channel. Like I had a way bigger collection and I had streamlined things so much in my collection to where I thought I had it where I wanted it to be. But now I want to go through again and see if there's anything else that I feel like you can let that go now. It's time. So if you would like to see my eyeshadow palette collection and what items that I decide to declutter, then just stay tuned. All right, so I have everything in front of me here. And what I'm going to do, you guys, is I'm going to point the camera down to where you're just going to see my actual hands in the palette themselves instead of me myself, and I'll briefly go over each palette as I go along, but then I'll tell you whether I'm deciding to keep it. We'll see if I have a maybe palette or not, and go back over it at the end. We'll see as I go along if I have any of those like that, but just know you won't see me anymore. You're just going to see my hands in the palette. So let's get started. All right, you guys, so let's just go ahead and jump right into it. The first one I have here is from Leaf Beauty. This is one that I received inside one of my Ipsies. And I was super worried about the coloration of it, whether it would work for me. So I have not tried this one out yet. I don't know if I actually want to try it. The colors themselves look kind of boring to me, so I might just go ahead and pass this one along and declutter this one and give it to someone else. But that's what that one looked like. I mean, it's a beautiful color story. I can see where it can be an everyday kind of glam look. I'm not familiar with the shimmers on here, but the shimmers that are in here aren't standing out to me, so I think I'm going to let this one just go ahead and go and declutter this one. I was going to give it a go, but I don't decided I don't want to. So that is that one. This other one here is from Charlotte Tilbury. And this is her Bella Sophia one. And that's what that one looks like. This one is a beautiful palette. I do enjoy this one a lot. It has some of the tones that I would normally reach for, like kind of what's similar to the look that you saw in my intro. But this one is, like I said, it's a beautiful palette. I do enjoy this one, so I will be keeping my Bella Sophia palette. The other one here is their Queen of Glow. This is another one that I do enjoy. It has similar tones as the Bella Sophia, but slightly different. So they are different. And I do enjoy these tones on my complexion. So I will be keeping Queen of Glow. I do enjoy that one as well. Mesmerizing Maroon. I always keep everything in my boxes, you guys. So Mesmerizing Maroon is another one that I do enjoy. I do enjoy these tones of maroon on my complexion. So that one is a good one for me as well. And this one is one that I believe I recently got to not long ago. The Pillow Talk. This is one that is one of their popular ones. So I will be keeping that one. I do enjoy that one as well. from Charlotte Tilbury. And this other one was actually in my project plan for this past year. And that is that one here. I got several compliments throughout the year wearing this palette, so that one is actually pretty good. I did enjoy that one very much. So that is those palettes from Charlotte Tilbury that I have. I might as well go ahead and do my other Charlotte Tilbury one, this one here. This is that Beautyverse palette that she released. That's gorgeous. I love this one as well. This one to me is more of your springy appropriate for palette, but it is gorgeous. I do enjoy this one a lot. So that's her Beautyverse palette. So that is all my Charlotte Tilbury. I am going to keep all of those. I'm going to put these to the side. This other grouping I have here, some of my miscellaneous ones. This one I am going to keep no matter what because this is just the nostalgic of it all. Bambi is my actual favorite Disney movie. So when they came out with this collaboration with Disney and did a Bambi palette, I had to pick it up. This is from ColourPop. This is a nice palette. I love the details on this as well. So to me, I love this. This is a beautiful palette. It's not just the packaging, it's just not gorgeous only, but the actual palette itself, I love it on my complexion. It does very well. I've worn it several times. So it's just not sitting there looking pretty. I have worn her several times and do love her. So Bambi is not going anywhere. And my other one that I have is from here, from ColourPop, is Wild Child. That is this one here. So Wild Child has those deeper, richer tones in here. So that's the reason why I've kept this one. And I think I still am going to keep this one because of the richer tones that's in here. I do appreciate this one very much. So this one is going to stay. My other ColourPop palette I have here is the It's My Pleasure. It's My Pleasure is one that has been in my collection for quite some time. Absolutely love this one. But this one is getting so old that I think I need to replace it. So I am going to declutter this one and get rid of this one. This was also in my project this year of using. Absolutely still love it. So I may just replace this one. So we'll see. I want to play with my Lila palette more first before I just jump out and buy that one. But It's My Pleasure from ColourPop. I don't even know if they still carry it. I'll have to look and see. But this was my absolutely favorite ColourPop palette that they've ever released. I've had several. I went through several and decluttered several throughout the years. But this one is one that I've still loved throughout the whole time. I haven't looked at ColourPop for a while now, so I don't know what other palettes and stuff they've been having. But It's My Pleasure was always one of my favorites from them. All right, this one here, this Glamazon, was one that, another one that I got from my Ipsy box. Tarte, it was one of those brands, was one of my first companies that I ever got palettes from. And that's what this one looks like. I have not played with this one because I recently got this one not too long ago. This shade here came broken. But as you can tell, it has some nice, lovely shades in here. So I do want to give this one a go. This sleek design on here is absolutely gorgeous. So I will go ahead and try to see what I think about this one. But the tones in here looks like something I would definitely wear. And I love the sleek aesthetic of this actual palette. So this one is called their Glamazon. And I do enjoy the Tarte formula. They have a good formula. So like I said, they were one of my first brands that I bought palettes from. And I've enjoyed them throughout the years. This other one that is here was the 25th anniversary of this same palette that's been around in their collection for a while. But this is their, what do they call this one? Their neutral palette. So their neutral palette looks like this. As you can tell, I've been using it. But this is something that's a good staple to have on hand for when you just doing, you have single shadows and you just need a crease shade or outer V deepening shade to go in there and balance the shimmer out. Then this comes in handy. These formula on this Viseart shades is impeccable. I love their formulation, especially for their mattes. It's gorgeous. So this one, I'm super happy to still have in my collection. I had the same palette in the other packaging, and then I gave that one away whenever I got this one. I forget what I got this one in. Was it, I don't know if it was Ipsy or my Beautylish box or some box or something I received that I purchased. I received this 25th anniversary. I believe it was Beautylish. But anyways, I got this, so I ended up giving the one that I had in my collection away to a family member. So, Viseart, that one is staying. This is probably, is this my last Huda Beauty palette? I don't know. Is it? It might be. It may be my last one. I'll have to look as we go along, but I think this may be my last of my Huda Beauty palettes. So this is the Rose Gold Remastered palette. This one I do enjoy it, but I don't love it. And because I don't love it, I think I'm ready to part with this one. So it's beautiful. I love, you know, the advertisement and everything for this. The pictures and everything is beautiful for this palette. But I think I'm ready to let this one go. So Huda Beauty Rose Gold Remastered, I think I'm ready to let go. So this one is going to be decluttered. So let me make sure I'm putting my declutters together because I do not want to be mixing things up. So let's put that over here. So we're keeping all of this and that. Get rid of that. All right, so let's move this stack over. So this is from Ace Beauté. This is Paradise Fallen. This is a palette that I think they redid, and so this is the newer formulation of this palette. And I have not used this palette yet, so that is a sin. But isn't that beautiful? If you know me, you know I love purples, and this is the perfect time of year to be wearing this palette. So I need to pull her out and wear it. But so this one isn't going anywhere. This is one that I had wanted in my collection for a while, and then I finally got it when they redid the formulation for it. But I have yet to put it on, so this one is going to stay. But that's what it looks like. And I need to put this to the side because I need to wear this one. So this one is going to be put over here because I'm going to be pulling my winter eyeshadow palettes, and that one is staying out. This other one is from Clarity Cosmetics. This is their Croc palette. This here is a beautiful green. This shade, whenever I bought this, came broken, and it's still breaking off on me. So you can see it. It's like going everywhere. But anyways, this shade here, these shades are beautiful. When I swatched this palette on my skin, when I've worn it several times, this is a beautiful palette. So if you love green tone palettes, you will actually love this. And that's actual beautiful shade. It's just very crumbly in the palette for some reason, but it is a beautiful palette. So that is the Croc palette. This next one from Clarity Cosmetic is their Komodo palette. So this one is another one that is very beautiful. It also has one of those shades here that wants to crumble and go everywhere, but this one still manages to stay in its place. But that's what this one looks like to me. This is a nice springy type palette and fall palette. Like this is giving me the spring vibes over here, and this is one that's giving me all the fall vibes. These are absolutely gorgeous. Love this palette. So this one isn't going anywhere. I do enjoy this one a lot. Sydney Grace. I have a couple of palettes from Sydney Grace. This is their Enduring Love. This is her one that she has in the dark. She had this in 2 different shades. I think there was a light and a dark or something like that. But anyways, this one was the darker one. This one is gorgeous. Absolutely love this. This Sydney Grace has a beautiful formulation. And every time I wear this palette, I love the looks that I create with this one. So this one isn't going anywhere. So that one is Enduring Love. And then this one was in collaboration with Mel Thompson. We love Mel. She was a creator here on YouTube, did an amazing job. She had a beauty channel, sweetheart for sure. But this was her collaboration with Sydney Grace, and this is a beautiful palette. Absolutely love this palette. Have created several looks with this one and love it as well. So this one isn't going anywhere. That's Tiny Marbles. My next palettes here is from my Tom Ford here. So let's go ahead and go through this. So Tom Ford, this one is the Violet Argentine palette. This one here was one that I actually had in my project plan for this year. You have the palette and then you have the cheek autumns on the outside here. This one to me was too light for my complexion. I love the color story. I love the packaging. Let's just get that out the way. The packaging is gorgeous, but this actual colors in here did not show up very well on my skin complexion. And for that one reason, I gave it a go several times. And I really wanted to love this one, but it's a no for me. So I'm going to let this go and declutter this one. So that is the Violet Argentine palette from Tom Ford. It is going to get decluttered. The next one I have is from their Extreme collection, and this one is Bad A. It's pretty much. This one is this here. I love this palette. This is a good one. I'm not going to bother taking the plastic off. You can kind of see what it looks like. This is your like going out party, celebrating something. This isn't something you wear every day, at least not in my opinion. So this is more of your party type palette, but this one is beautiful. The formulation on these is very nice. So that one is that. And then the next one here is Pretty Baby. Pretty Baby has those nice purple tones in it that I love. This one is a beautiful one as well. I do enjoy this one, so I'm going to keep that one. And then the next one here is Daydream. And Daydream has more of those lilac-y, lighter purple tones as well. So this one, I love this one as well, so I'm keeping that one. The next one I have is from Patrick Ta. So Patrick Ta has a couple of ones here. These is the Major Dimensions 1 and 2 palette. I'm going to go ahead and take the other one out. So this is number. So this is number 1 here. You see my fingerprints are all over these things because I've been loving on these palettes. But this is the original one. As you can see, this one has more of your warmer tones, warmer and neutral tones in here. This one is gorgeous. Absolutely love this one. Haven't really given the creams on the side a go at all, but the actual rest of them. These shimmers on here give you more of an ethereal eyes type look. and this is gorgeous. So that is that one. And then the number 2, Major Dimensions number 2, have more of those mauve tones that I love as well. So this one is gorgeous as well. So I will be keeping both of these palettes. My next set of palettes here are from Danessa Myricks. Danessa Myricks is a brand that I fell in love with over the last couple of years. She really does some unique formulas, and she is not afraid to be bold in her choices. Most of her shadows are multi-chrome shadows, like they look one way in the pan, but when you get them on your eyeballs, they are doing some other things, which I absolutely love. I love me a good shimmer and multi-chrome. That is me. Give me all the fritz, the glitter, the glam. I love it. I love those kind of shadows. But these last couple of years, she also has given us these, which is her groundwork palette. So this one is you can use on the face and the eyes. So this one is her browner one that has your neutrals, your browns, and going into your blacks. So you can use this anywhere on the face, on your eyes, eyebrows, anywhere you want to use it. That's what these are for. And I love this palette. So that one isn't going anywhere. And then she has her groundwork that's in blooming. That one, the first one was defining neutrals. And this one here is her blooming romance. So that's what this one looks like. This is another one that is gorgeous. Like I say, you can use these as blushes, all kind of things. I've enjoyed this. Like I said, this is another one, kind of like with those Viseart palette that I was telling you about earlier, that you can put with some single shadows, or some like her palette I just showed you first, where it's nothing but shimmers. You can mix that with these palettes. This is her Light Work Volume 6 palette. This is the one that she got that you can do all kind of things with to take it to go. But I love this palette. Absolutely love this one. She released one for this year. I did not put my hands on that one yet. But this is amazing. Every time I've worn this palette, I've enjoyed the looks I've created with it. But you can mix and match these any which way you please. But this is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful palette. So she did a great job with this. I love it. So this one is not going anywhere either. And like I said, I still keep my packaging for everything. It's so funny. And this one is her Light Work number 4. I probably should have did these in order, but I didn't. So this is the number 4. The first one was the number 6. This is the number 4. This one, I love everything on the ends. So these ends, I do not care too much for these ones in the middle. Like, I don't know about those. But I love these so much that I am still going to keep this palette just because of these shades here. So for that, I'm going to keep this, but this is beautiful as well. Again, it's a bunch of multi-chromes in here that will do some crazy shifts for you. That is gorgeous. And I love it. So it is staying. And the Light Work number 5 I Am palette, the one she had for the year before, it's this one here. And this one was absolutely gorgeous. I love this one so much. I've used it several times over this past year and enjoyed every look that I've created with this one as well. This is another one that has some great multi-chromes in it that looks gorgeous. So love this palette. This is Danessa Myricks Light Work number 5 I Am palette. So none of my Danessa Myricks palettes are going anywhere either. So let me move these out the way along with my Patrick Tar. All right, let's go on to Juvia's. In the intro, when you saw me in my look today, I actually was wearing this palette. This is the Chocolates from Juvia's. This one I love. It is a nice everyday glam look palette. So I am definitely keeping the chocolates from Juvia's. The next one I have is the mauves. The mauves is this one here. So the mauves, I am definitely going to keep this one as well. I enjoy that one. The next one is the berries. I think I'm going to let the berries stay around one more year. This is the one that if I was on the fence about any of them, it would be this one. But I want to give this one a go some more, so I'm going to keep this one still. This is the berries. The next one is rustic, bronzed rustic palette. And I do enjoy this one as well, so I'm going to keep that one. So that was the miniature palettes that she has. This right here is one of my all-time favorite palettes. I don't even think they even make this one anymore. It left, came back, and I don't think it's back anymore. It could be. I could be wrong. I haven't checked. But this is one of my all-time favorite Juvia's Place palettes. Gorgeous. This has that nice safari type vibes to it, and absolutely gorgeous on my skin tone. Every time I wear this, I get compliments, and I love the looks I create with this palette. The Warrior 3 is one that I have fun with in the summertime. I love the blue that is in here, and I love these pops of colors in the mattes that they have. They are very versatile in the looks you can create. I swatched these palettes in a palette collection video several months back. You can, if you want to check that out, you can see all of my Juvia's Place palettes swatched out, so you can get an idea of what they look like on my complexion. But this is the Warrior 2. Another one that I absolutely love, the mattes in here. The tones in here works very well for my complexion. And Saharian 2. This was another one that's one of my favorites. I love these blues in here, and I love this whole top row, and I love these for deepening. But this top 2 rows is where I live in this palette. It's absolutely gorgeous. Can create some beautiful looks. And this is another one that I love to pop out during the summertime. The Tribe by Juvia's. This, I think, was my second or third favorite from them. Love this. If you love a green look, you would love this. This shimmer in here has this kind of dual chromey shift in it that looks gorgeous on my complexion. Absolutely love this one. So the Tribe is here to stay. So let's move those out of the way because I'm not getting rid of any of those. I already curated my Juvia's Place palettes to where I want them to be. So this next set over here is my Inslee Rain cosmetic palettes. This is the Flower Moon. This one I gave a lot of love to this past fall. You could probably see some dips on some of those. I don't know if you could tell or not, but I did have fun playing with this palette. This was one in my top 10 fall palettes. I think I'm going to do one for my winter as well, my top 10 for winter. But this for sure, I enjoyed very much from the fall season. Love this palette. Another one that I love, and this may be one I pull out for winter, because this to me, Cold Moon, gives me more winter vibes. So this one here is definitely one I'm going to pull out and keep to the side. This one isn't going anywhere either. I love this palette, so I know I want to use that more so right now, because to me this is more of a winter vibe palette. So I'm going to put this to the side because that one is going to definitely be used for this winter time. And this next one is the Flutter palette. I love the aesthetic of their palettes. The pictures they have on there is gorgeous. To me, this is your spring palette. So this one is another one. They have some beautiful formulations in here. Their shimmers and their mattes, I love them both. So I love this palette as well. So Flutter isn't going anywhere either. So none of my Inslee cosmetic palettes are leaving. All right, so now we got my Jackie Anastasia palette from Anastasia Beverly Hills. This is her collaboration. I absolutely love this palette, but I think I'm ready to let it go. I think I am ready to let it go. So this one I am going to part with. So I'm going to declutter this one. I do love it, but I'm ready to let it go. So I've had it for quite some time, for several years. And when I think of some of the shades that's in here, I end up pulling them from other palettes versus from this one. So it's time to let it go. Somebody else can actually love on that one. Adept Cosmetics. And I think that is the last of my ABH palettes. I don't have any more ABH palettes. So this next set is from Adept Cosmetics. And this is another one that I was loving on for this fall time. Gorgeous palette. This isn't going anywhere. This is their Flying Fiddles palette. That is absolutely gorgeous. So love that one. This other one was in collaboration with Heather Austin. She did a beautiful job with this palette, so I will be keeping this one as well. This other set was part of their Unity collection. This one here, I feel like this one is a good fall or springtime palette. This is beautiful. So this one isn't going anywhere either. And this right here is the blush palette to that one. But to me, these are more so colors I would wear on my eyes. So I got that with this palette so that I can interchange them together when I'm using it. And then this other one is Legend of Audra palette. This is another one that is a beauty that they created. So I love this one as well. I also swatched all of these. So that's why I'm kind of going through these quicker, because I have those in that video when I was talking about the Inslee Rain palette and Juvia's Place and all those. I did dedicated swatch videos to these. So you can check out my channel's playlist for my eyeshadow palettes. And you can go back and check that out. So the next set, the next brand I have here to go over is from Natasha Denona. I have my next two brands is the brands I have the most palettes of in my collection. So let's go through my minis first, and then we'll go into go bigger as we go. So we'll see if I end up getting rid of any of these. This is my mini Tropic. I used to have the actual full-size Tropic palette, but I end up getting rid of that one and just keeping this one, because the shades that I was mostly interested in that palette was they put in the mini, so I decided to just opt with the mini. So that's what that is. So this is the mini Tropic. This one is nice, so I'm going to keep that one. The mini Lila is one that I actually had in my project planning, and I end up loving that one as well, because I was on the fence about whether I wanted to keep this one, but I end up loving it, so I am going to keep it. The actual mini Gold is one that I actually love a lot, so I've used this one several times this year. These tones of green I love on my complexion, so keeping that one. This one is the mini Love. These are so good for traveling too, you guys. This one is the mini Love. I do love this one as well, so I'm going to keep that one. The mini Retro, I really do like this one as well. This one is a good one I like to wear in the springtime. But mini Love. The mini Glam. This is a nice everyday one that you can have. This one is good for traveling as well. I mean, they're all good for travels, but if you just want something you can wear every day without doing too much, get that one or get this one, which is the mini Nude palette. So that's the mini Nude. Then we have my mini Zendo palette. This one was a surprising love for me, so I do enjoy that one. And so that one's not going anywhere. And then the mini Star. So the mini Star is another one. I end up getting this one. I was on the fence about getting it for the longest time, and then I finally did go ahead and get it because I love the regular Star palette a lot. So that's the mini Star. These Eyeshadow Palette 5 pans. These are ones that were in their big 28 pan palettes. They had the blue, purple, and was it blue, brown, or purple, blue? I don't know. Anyways, the 28 pan palettes that she had, she ended up releasing that palette also in these eyeshadow palette number 5. So if you didn't want to buy that big old palette number 28 pan palette, you could have picked some of these number 5 palettes, the ones that spoke to you the most, and end up getting the same thing pretty much. So this one, number 5, I don't think she has any names for this one. So this one just says palette 02. So this is the number 2 one. So that's what that one looks like. I love the formulation on these. As you could tell, I do get good use out of that. This one is, what number is this one? This one is 12. That one was 2. This one is number 12. So this one has some of those purple tones in there. And as you can see, I do get use out of these. Let's stick with all the palette number 5s first. This one is the number 10. So the number 10 also has some of those purple colors in it, tones in it. This one, I do love this one as well. I can see where I've used that one quite a bit as well. I don't know why these came in bigger packaging, but this is the number 8 palette. They have it where you could put a brush down there, but that's what that one looks like. And this one is the number 11. So this is part of that greens and browns. So look, that's the ones that spoke the most to me out of those, and I love those. So those aren't going anywhere. Another favorite of mine that she released was this coral palette. I love this coral palette. So this is another one I like to pull out during the summertime. And this here was one that I got not too long ago. I think this was from Ipsy, Hot Topic. This is one that they did in collaboration with them. This is more of your cold, neutral type palette. I have not given this one a go yet, so I would like to try it first before I try to get rid of it. And this other one is the Peak palette. So I've taken 2 shades out of this. But the Peak palette, in essence, were shades, I believe, that were from the Sunset palette that she loved, and she curated and put it into this Peak palette. So this Peak palette was shades from her Sunset palette, her other bigger size palette, which I love. And I end up taking a couple of shades out of here to add to one of the other palettes. So I'll show that to you when I get to it. The number 10 palette. The number 10, oh, you see how filthy this is because I've used it so much. The number 10 palette is good for those one and done shades. But I had this in my project planning this year because I wanted to make sure I use every shade in here multiple times to see how I really feel about this palette, because I tend not to pull for it. And after using it several times, I am good with letting this one go. So palette number 10, although that it was a good formulation, I enjoyed the looks, it's not something I'm going to gravitate towards pulling. So I'm going to let the eyeshadow palette number 10 go. And the next one I have here is another one of her older palettes, but I love this one. I was telling you I got the mini in it earlier, and that is this one. This is the only palette she made like this. She never made this kind of design anymore. But this star palette is gorgeous. And I think I have switched out like a shade or so in here before. I think I did. No, I don't think I did it in this one. I did it in another one. But either way, this may or may not look like the original. It may be one shade that's switched out. But either way, I love this palette. You can see it's well loved. I get a lot of use out of it, especially around the fall type season. Or anytime I want to do more of a neutral type look, I normally wear this one. So this is the Star palette. So that is not going anywhere. So let me grab my other ones from behind me. All right, so we're going to start off with this one. Here, let me move these on this side here. So this other one I have here is the Glam Face palette. They did a couple of palettes like this. Let me make sure. Yeah. They did a couple of palettes like this. This is the one I have. This has your creams on here. That's why they have that in here like this. But this is a nice everyday palette. This is another one that's great for travel. But I do enjoy this one a lot as well. So I will be keeping this one. This one I have not tried yet. This one is newer to me. This is the Roxa palette. I am very curious about how this one is going to look. This is another one that I'm going to keep out so I can actually play with her, because I love purple eyeshadows. So this is another one I'm going to put to the side there. My Natasha Denona Dream palette. This is the curation that she put up her favorite shades into one palette. This is another one that I have not even used this one yet. I got this one the same time I got that Roxa palette, so have not used this one yet either. And you know what? I think I'm going to put this one out as well, so I can make sure that I am going to use that one here soon. This next one is, this is the other face palette I was talking about. So you had the Clown Face and this is the Love Face. So this is your more pinky tones here. And again, it has the little cream things in here. But this is gorgeous as well, so I will be keeping that one. The Mini Zendo palette. This is not, this is the middies. So now we're getting into the midi palettes. And as you can see, I have used this several times. Enjoy this palette as well. It's gorgeous. So I actually love the fact that they did this little element up here with this, just to add another little element to this palette. But yeah, this is gorgeous. I know a lot of people was on the fence with that one, but I do enjoy this one. Glam Face was one that was very popular when it came out. I don't know if it's still one of her popular ones, but I love this one. This is more of your neutral cold type shades, and this is gorgeous. As you can tell, it's well loved. I've used this multiple times, so this one isn't going anywhere. This is the midi of that retro palette I was showing you guys earlier. This is one that I've taken a couple of shades out that I did not like in this palette, but everything else I love, so it is there. This is another one I've used multiple times, so it's not going anywhere. Let me move these over. The Sunrise palette. This was one that was in my fall palettes that I love. And as you can tell, I love this one. Get quite a good use out of this one. I pulled it and used it quite a bit for this fall season. The Yucca palette is newer to me, but I've used it several times this past fall and absolutely loved it. So I'm glad I do have this one in my collection. So this one isn't going anywhere. And my bronze palette. This one I've had a little longer as well, but this one, if you can tell, gets a lot of love also. So I got some dips going in some of those shades for sure. So bronze palette is staying. So let's go to my bigger palettes. These are the bigger full-size palettes here. So this is the one I was telling you guys that I did some encrypting to. Safari palette is morphed. It has some of my older favorites. So this one is a mixture of the Safari palette, that Peak palette I showed you guys earlier that has some of the sunset shades in it, some of the Cranberry palette, and some of the number 13 palette. All of the number 13 palette. That's what made this palette. But I also have my original Sunset palette here, because this is well loved and well used. And I do already have another Sunset palette. So let me show this one to you. So this is my fresh new Sunset palette that I just got not too long ago, because I've had this one the longest. And so I just wanted to make sure, because sometimes companies like to get rid of stuff. And I love this palette. So this is one of my favorite Natasha Denona palettes, if you can't tell. I have that one that I was telling you that was the peak. This one here that was pieces of the Sunset palette. That's in here. And then I have my original Sunset palette. And then I have my backup Sunset palette. So am I ready to get rid of this original one? You know what? I probably could. So let's do that. Let's go ahead and get rid of this one. So then I can go ahead and start using the other one. So we'll get rid of the original one. And I'll keep this one. And then I have the one that I created. So there we go. And now we have the Trio Chrome palette. This is another one that is gorgeous. I would love to wear this one in the springtime. This is, to me, specific to the springtime. This is what I normally like to pull this one, so it don't get as much love as some of my other palettes, but this is a gorgeous palette. I still love it nonetheless. Now, I don't know why they named it Trio Chrome, because these three in the middle was supposed to be her version of Trio Chrome. It is not. It's a duo chrome at best, but I do love the color story of all of these. So wearing these three color stories together are gorgeous. So I will be keeping that one. And I love the aesthetic of this. It has that blue purple shift in there. It's gorgeous. Here's the Tropic palette I was telling you guys about earlier. It's not the Tropics anymore, because this one is also one that I morphed. So I kept the palette itself, but this isn't all tropical shades. So this is another one that is a mixture of the Safari palette and a mixture of, I believe it was my original Lila palette, because I did go ahead and get rid of my original Lila palette, but I kept some of the shades. So although this is the tropical palette, the look of it, this is a mixture of my Safari and it's a mixture of my original Lila palette. So that's what that is. So this is another one that is one that I created myself. And then my Circo Loco palette is this one, and it does not look like this as well. This is all the shades for the Circo Loco palette, but I arranged them to make more sense, because they had this going all kind of crazy, kind of going with that Circo Loco theme of making everything look crazy. So everything did not go the way I felt like they should went together. So I put them the way that made more sense to me. So that is the Circo Loco. I love this one as well. So this one isn't going anywhere. My all-time favorite, besides that Sunset palette and the Lila palette, is the Gold palette. This is one that they discontinued. I don't know why, but I love it. I might have switched one of the shades in this palette out, but this pretty much is what it looks like. But this is the Gold palette, not going anywhere. I will stop wearing this when it feels like it is bad and I can't wear it anymore. This is the Biba palette. The Biba palette is another one that I love. It has your warms, your neutral tones in here. That is gorgeous. And it even has your cold tones. So they have the warm, the neutral, and the cool tones all in one palette. And this is my new Lila palette. I told you I got rid of the other one, and this is the newer one. So this is my newer Lila palette. Haven't touched this one yet, but I will be giving her a go. All right, so that is everything from my Natasha Denona. So the only thing I got rid of from them was those other two. So my last brand I have for you guys is my Pat McGrath. So let me pull these over. Try to keep the collections together as best possible. we'll go from there. All right, let's start with these here. This is her Mothership palette. What is the name of this one? Rose Decadence. So Rose Decadence looks like this. Got the plastic right there. So let's see. Pop that out the way so you can see it. That's what those look like. I do enjoy this palette. I think I'm going to keep it for one more year, and then we'll see how it goes this year, and then whether I will keep it for the next year. But that is what Rose Decadence looks like. The other one here is from her collaboration with the Bridgerton. Diamond of the First Waters, what she calls this one. I do enjoy this one as well, so I will be keeping this one. I love that blue shimmery here. It's a gorgeous blue shimmer. The next one I have here is her Venus in Floors Luxe Quad. This is a beautiful, beautiful quad. If I was to recommend any quad from her collection, this would be it. Venus in Floors is amazing. That shimmer right there is beautiful. This other one, although she did a lot of pinks and people was having a fit about all the pink palettes, I don't see people giving Charlotte Tilbury her pinks a hard time like they was giving Pat McGrath, but I digress. This one is a beautiful one. As you can tell, I love on this one quite a bit. But this one is her Divine Rose Luxe Quad in Eternal Eden. It's a beautiful, beautiful one. So I love this one. So that isn't going anywhere. I don't know if I will be getting rid of much of anything from my Pat McGrath. We shall see as I pull them out and see how I feel about them. But I have a strong attachment to my Natasha Denona and my Pat McGrath. So we shall see, like I said. This next one is from her collection that she had. This one is Fleur Fantasia. This is one that I like to wear in the springtime. This is another one that's gorgeous. I love this one. It has a nice little shifty, like a blue purple shift in this one. That is beautiful. And this one is her Interstellar Icon. Now this one I know, oof, come on. I love this one as well. This is another one that I love, this blue shade here. It has a flip in it that is gorgeous. And these are other ones that's really good just for everyday wear. The next one here is Risque Rose. Another one that I've enjoyed quite a bit, several times. Again, this shade here is what makes the palette for me. I've also got quite a dip going on this shade here, so I know I get quite the use out of this one as well. This one here is her quad that's in Ritualistic Rose. This is the one that has her bake formula in it. That's absolutely amazing. So these aren't going anywhere. These are gorgeous that she released this year. I don't think you see all of these. I think you've seen that last one again on her site. I don't think she does all of these anymore. I know I've seen this one back a couple of times, but this is another, this is part of that same collection when she released those bake formulas that we all loved. She did it that one year and we wanted her to keep doing it, and she didn't do it anymore. And I think that's why she started getting flack, is because she gave us something we wanted and then people were disappointed that it didn't keep happening. So that was your iconic illumination. That was like more of your everyday. That's gorgeous. And then we have this other collection that she did a couple of years back. So this one is Subliminal Dark Star. That's what that one looks like. I think I'm going to hang on to these one more year and see what I think about them as the year go on. And I may end up getting rid of them next year. But for right now, I'm going to keep them. This is this one. And then that one was Metamorphosis. And this one is Bronze Temptation. I probably utilize this one the most. I do love this. That shade in here is gorgeous. This here is beautiful. This is her original trio that she released when she did her original first 3 palettes. So this is Mothership Salon Bronze Ambition. I love her artwork on her palettes. That's what that one looks like. Love these. I get quite a bit of use out of these as well. This one is, what did I forget this one? So, Platinum Bronze is this one. This is another nice everyday palette. And this one is her La Vie en Rose. So keeping all of those. All right, so these are the ones that she would release in the wintertime every year. And I think she kind of stopped doing it. I didn't get the one from this year. I just, I think I'm kind of over it. This is the Celestial Divinity one that she did. And that's what that one looks like. Let's see. What do I think about this one? I think I'm going to keep this one. This one is her Luminous Legend Mega Eyeshadow Palette. Like I said, she would release these in the winter time. I am going to keep this one. This is when she started changing up the packaging to it and making them smaller. Like, I think the one this year was even smaller than this one. And then this one was her Celestial Nirvana. I've only used this a couple of times. So, I'm going to keep it. And this one is her Mega Mothership in Celestial Odyssey. This one, I've gotten quite a bit use out of this one. So I'm going to keep this one. Yep, I'm going to keep that one. I've used this several times and enjoyed the looks I've created with that one. So I'm not going to get rid of it. All right, so let me pull these to the side. So we're keeping all of these here. Let's move over my Mothership palettes now. Should we do them in order? That's 6, that's 5. This is 4. That's 11. This is 10. This is 9 and 8. And this is 7. All right. So let's pull and go. We'll just do these in order here. And this is my first one. So let's go from there. All right. I still keep the packaging on all of these because, like I mentioned before, I love these palettes. I just repurchased 1, 2, and 3. I had them already and I love them and decided to I end up giving them away to friends and getting me some newer ones. So this is the number 1. I have not touched this one yet because, like I said, I literally just replaced these. So this is one of my absolute favorite ones that she has released. This is gorgeous. I love this palette. This is one of my cool tone palettes that I love. Just like Natasha Denona Glam is my go-to cool tone. This is my Pat McGrath go-to cool tone palette. I love a good warm look, but I absolutely love a good cold cool look as well. And that's what this one is my warm tone. So I think the first 3 may be still my favorites from her. I do have some other ones I love too, so I'll get to those in a minute. So this one is what this one looks like. Like I said, I actually just replaced these. So I had them already in my collection, love them, and replaced them. So that should tell you that they're not going anywhere. So that one was, the first one was, since I didn't say, it was Subliminal. The second one was Salame, and this one is Subversive. So Subversive is another one that I replaced. They still got the thing on them and everything. So that is your Subversive. This is gorgeous. Absolutely love this one as well. And like I said, I love the packaging on these. So that's why I keep the packaging on these. This next one, this was a special release she did in the number 4, which is Decadence. Normally Decadence has all those jewels on it and everything. And she didn't have it out for the longest time. And whenever I found the brand was shortly after she released Decadence. And I think right before she released the number 5, Bronze Temptation. And I wanted Decadence so bad. So then she released it in the Star Wars packaging. So I ended up picking it up in this. This was another one that was in my project planning this year. Because, like I said, this is kind of like that number 10 palette from Natasha Denona, where it just has a bunch of like single, like you would pull for a one and done shade. Although I did enjoy and love this palette, I think I am ready to let this one go. So this Star Wars special packaging that she released, I am going to get rid of this one. So this next one, and I'm not interested in getting it in the other packaging. I don't think I want that palette. So it's going to break up my little collection, but I don't mind. This next one is her number 5 palette. This was Bronze Temptation. This is another favorite of mine. If you can tell, it has been well loved. So this one isn't going anywhere. I especially love this shade right here. This shade right here, gorgeous. Another one that I enjoy a lot, and I actually had this pulled for one of my top 10 fall palettes, is this number 6 palette. And this one she calls her Midnight Sun palette. So Midnight Sun, as you could tell, got a lot of love from me as well. This is another one that I love. I love this green shade in here. I love a lot of shades in here. This reddish tone, I love that one. I love that purple in here. It's a great one. So that is Midnight Sun. It's a beautiful palette. This Divine Rose palette is one that looked super boring to a lot of people, but it is one that is very versatile on a bunch of skin tones, and a lot of people love this palette. It's one of her all-time good sellers, hence what began her pinks, what everyone called her pinks. This one was one that she released in a special rose gold pink packaging. This is her number 8 palette in Divine Rose 2. To me, even deeper complexions, this one shined on the most. But I love both of them, but this one is gorgeous. And I love the packaging on this one. The newer Mothership, I did not get it because I wanted it in the special packaging. And when I went to go get it, it was sold out in the special packaging. So I said, well, you know what? I can wait then. I don't need to run out and get it. So this one is the number 9 Utopia palette. This is another favorite of mine. I love these shades over here in this palette. Yep. Well, I love a lot of shades in this palette, but this one also became one that I actually love pretty much. So that was the Utopian Dream palette. And then her number 10 palette is this one here. This one is a beautiful palette as well. This one is when she stopped doing like those all the baked ones, but she still had some beautiful shades in here. It was just disappointing that we lost some of those Blitz and Astral shades, but still a beautiful palette in itself. And the last one I have here in my collection is the Sunlit Seduction from Pat McGrath. And that's what this one looks like. I've only played with this one a couple of times, so I haven't given a lot of love to this one, but that's what it looks like. So, all in all, the only thing I'm getting rid of from her was that number 4 Decadence palette that's in the Star Wars packaging. But you guys, I think that's everything that I have in my collection. I might be missing a palette or something here or there, but I try to look for everything and pull everything, but I think I got everything. I can't think of anything off the top of my head that I might be missing. Editing Charlene here. I found my other palettes that was in the back of my mind that I knew I was missing. This is my second cranberry palette. I had 2 of these palettes. I told you guys about that I put the other one in that one palette that I recreated, and this is the original one. I kept this one in this packaging because I love this packaging better. This is how it was originally released. So since I had 2 of them, because I received one, I believe back in the day from Botsy Charm when I was still getting Botsy Charm. So I ended up putting that full palette into that other palette and keeping this one in the original packaging. Love this palette, hence why I still kept both of them. This was my other Viseart palette, and I was like, where did I put that one? Because I had been using this one. It was in my drawer because I grabbed it for my single shadows. This is the Milieu palette. So I showed you guys that 25th anniversary one that I have. That's the neutrals, but this is the Milieu one that has some of the other colors in it. So this is another go-to pull for my single shadows. My other palette I have here is from Artist Couture, their Supreme Nudes palette. This is another one that I got a lot of love out this year, especially whenever I was doing my project planning. Absolutely love this one. This creates some beautiful looks. Got a lot of compliments on this palette. This is gorgeous, so this isn't going anywhere. And then my beloved Metropolis palette. So this is another one I had just used, so I had it in a different location. So my Metropolis palette is it's kind of like that Stars palette that she had, where she only did one palette that looked that way. This is another one. This is a 28 pan palette, but it's not like her other 28 pans. So this is another palette that she only did like this. So it has the same size as you will find in her midi palettes, but it's 28 pans like you find in her bigger palettes. But Metropolis is a love. It's not going anywhere. So these 4, was it? 1, 2, 3, 4. These 4 were the ones that are missing from my collection that I am going to keep as well. So that is everything in my collection. So what are we decluttering? We're decluttering Star Wars Decadence, Natasha Denona Sunset, Natasha Denona number 10, Jackie Anna, this Tom Ford, this Huda Beauty, It's My Pleasure, and this Leaf palette. So how many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 palettes. So out of my already curated palette collection, we still was able to manage to get rid of 8 palettes. So thank you guys so much for watching. Let me pull this up. We can talk. All right, you guys. So tell me what you think down below in the comments, because for me, that's pretty good. Like I said, it's already my curated collection. Like I said, I've done several declutters over the years, and now we was able to get rid of a few other ones. And a couple of other ones is on the chopping block for this new year. We'll see what use I'm able to get out of them and what I think about those palettes. But other than that, tell me what you think of my collection down below. If you have any of these palettes in your collection, what are your thoughts on them? And I'll see you in my next video. Bye.